Hello guys, it's Osterbone here, and by large request, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to install Mario Kart Wii for your computer and have the ability to play online with me and with others. I do a lot of Mario Kart Wii live streams, and it'd be awesome if more of you guys could join, and I put out on Twitter asking if you guys want a tutorial, and the overwhelming response was yes, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. So this is going to be a long one, so I would recommend watching the entire thing to yield the outcome that we all want, which is to be able to play Mario Kart Wii on your computer online. The first thing you're going to want to go ahead and do is you're going to want to download Winrar. If you don't already have Winrar, I would strongly recommend you get it not for this tutorial, but for pretty much anything else you download, you're going to want to have this. I'm not going to go in depth on how to download Winrar because I'm assuming most of you have it, but you could, go down to language, find your language, English, 64-bit. It's really not that hard. Second thing you're going to do is you're going to want to get the emulator called Dolphin. Dolphin is a Wii emulator that can play Wii games and GameCube games. So we're going to want to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and click this button that says download Dolphin 5.0 for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Click that. Don't do the beta versions, only do the release versions. It says a year ago, but don't worry about that. If you have Mac, click this. If you have Windows, click this. I have Windows. Save. I recommend doing everything on your desktop just because, it's easier that way. You're going to see the Dolphin installer. Go ahead and double click that. It's going to prompt you. Click yes. Select your language. Click I agree. Make sure that all three of these boxes are checked. By default, they should be. Just double check. Click next. Click install. And just wait for it to install. Alright, it's done installing. Go ahead and click on finish. Then go ahead and double click on Dolphin to open it up. You could choose whether you want your private data to be sent. I'm going to click no. And at this point, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is you're going to want to go ahead and configure your emulator. So, playing with a keyboard and mouse is an absolute horrible idea. I would definitely not recommend it, and it's not possible in most games. What I would recommend you do is, I'm sure most of you have a console, whether it be a PlayStation or Xbox. It doesn't matter if it's an Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4, PS3. As long as you have a controller and a USB cable. So you're going to go ahead and click controllers. You're going to be going ahead and it's going to be emulated with a GameCube controller when it's not actually a GameCube controller. So we're going to want to go ahead and do at this time is I'm going to click on GameCube controllers. Make sure that Wiimotes is at none for now. But go ahead and have it be standard controller. Click configure. Then you're going to see it's automatically going to do the keyboard and mouse. Go ahead and click on clear. Now what you're going to want to go ahead and do is you're going to want to take the controller of your choice and plug it into your computer. It's going to need to be plugged in at all times while you're playing and using the emulator. There's no wireless function from the controller to the computer. That's not how it works. So go ahead and plug your controller into your computer. So for me, I'm using a PS4 controller which has a mini USB into the controller and then a USB out that I'm going to plug into my computer. Once you do that, go ahead and click on where it says device, click refresh. Click the drop down. You should now see that it says wireless controller. It may say something else for you as long as it's not keyboard and mouse. Go ahead and click on wireless controller. Now we're going to have to program our controller to act like a GameCube controller. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone, but PlayStation controllers and Xbox controllers tend to have the similar layout. They both have a D-pad, two joysticks, and buttons on them. So now we have to map it. So for PlayStation, A, I'm going to do X. Oh boy. Clear. Wireless controller. Okay. Buttons. A, I'm going to do X. B, I'm going to do circle. X, I'm going to do triangle. Y, I'm going to do square. Not going to do, for start, I'm going to do the options button. No mic, so not needed. Control stick, this will be your left Joy-Con. Up, just put your joystick upwards. For down, point your joystick downwards. For left, point it leftwards. Right, point it rightwards. And now you should notice that you have a full range of motion on this joystick. Don't worry about the modifier. C-stick, this is going to be your right Joy-Con. Push it up. Push it down. Push it left. Push it right. Skip the modifier. Now we have to go to triggers. Go ahead and for left, click the L1 button. For right, click the R1 button. For L analog, click inwards on your left Joy-Con, kind of like L3. So L analog, click in. R analog, click in. Oh, oops, messed that up. Click in. Yep. Now we're good. D-pad. This is where it gets tricky. For up, you're not going to hit up on your D-pad. You have to hit the R1 button. So go ahead and do that. You should see that the triggers R and the D-pad up have the same button map. It may not be button 5 for you, but it has to have the same. This will allow you to stun in-game, so that when you go up a ramp, you can click R1, you could do a stunt and get a mini boost. If you don't have this layout, then you're not going to be able to do that, and you're going to lose every race. The rest of the D-pad, you can finish off as normal. So down, click the down D-pad. Left, click the left D-pad. Right, click the right D-pad. And now just go ahead and mash all your buttons. Make sure everything is programmed to do exactly what you want it to. Should look something like this. Now what you're going to want to go ahead and do is you're going to want to go ahead and click Profile. So for me, PS4 controller. Click Save. Then go ahead to PS4 controller, click Load. And then go ahead and click OK. I'm going to be all set with that. Go ahead and click OK. Now that you have fully configured your controller, now you're going to need to download a program called NUS Downloader Database. What this will allow you to do is this will allow you to create your own Mii and allow you to be unique online. So go ahead to this webpage. Again, links in the description for everything. Go ahead and click the red download button and click Save. You can close out a Dolphin. Go ahead and open the NUS. What I recommend you do for this, just to stay organized, is create a folder on your desktop called Wii Emulator, just for simplicity. Then inside that folder, create a new folder called NUS. Doesn't matter what the names of it is, but just for simplicity. Go ahead and drag these 3 files into NUS. You can close out of the RAR, open NUS, and now you're going to see something called the NUS Downloader. Double click on that. And now you're going to have this thing. This will be a little spinny icon. Depending on your internet speed, it may take a little bit to have that where you want it to be, but just wait until it says Database. Now what you're going to want to do is click on Database, hover over System. Then on the left-hand side, you're going to want to go to where it says System menu. And now this is the tricky part. What you're going to want to do is click the down arrow until you get all the way to the bottom. Now I'm at the bottom. Don't click the latest version at top. Don't do that. Now you're going to have to find what country you're in. This corresponds with the letter at the end of the version. So the latest is version 4.3. So 4.3 for E would be Europe. 4.3 for U would be United States. 4.3 for J would be Japan. Just make sure you click on the version that corresponds to your geographical location. This is important. So for me, 4.3U, United States, I'm going to click that. Now you're going to want to go ahead and do is go ahead to see where it says Pack WAD. Make sure that is checked, and also make sure that these two are checked. They should be by default. And then go ahead and click on Start NUS Download. This might take a little bit. What's going to do is it's going to create the Wii menu for you. Now you're going to want to go ahead and do is go ahead into Titles. Go into here, 513, and you're going to see something called RVL Wii System V5, whatever. I would just go back, rename this instead of all this gibberish to Wii Menu. Then go into here, Now what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to install this WAD file into your Dolphin emulator. So we can minus this for now. Go ahead and open up Dolphin. Then go ahead and go into View. Go into Show Platforms. Make sure all of these are checked. Importantly, Show WAD. Make sure that's checked. Now you're going to want to go over to Tools, click on Install WAD, and now you're going to navigate to where that file is. So Wii Emulator, NUS, Titles, Wii Menu, 513, and the WAD file. You're going to click on that, and then the WAD is installed. Now, in order to use the Mii channel, you do need to emulate a Wiimote, which is a pain, but, you know, whatever. So go ahead and go into Controllers. With the same controller you have plugged in, go over to Wiimotes. Make sure you click Emulated Wiimote, click Configure, then search for device, in this case, wireless controller. The only two things you're going to have to set up are these two sections. You're not going to have to worry about any of this because you're only going to use the emulated Wiimote for when you set up your Mii. So for buttons, A, X, B, circle, 1, I'll do triangle, 2, circle, or square. I'm not going to do minus, plus, I'll do options. Now for IR, you're going to want to do your left joystick. For up, push it upwards, down, push it downwards, left, push it leftwards, right, push it rightwards. Don't worry about these three, and this is all you need. So call this, again, PS4 controller. This is exclusive for the emulated Wiimote, so it won't interfere with the profile you created in the GameCube. Click Save, drop down, PS4, load. And now what happens is that when you boot up the Wii menu, which we'll do right now, it's going to detect that emulated Wiimote that we just did. So go ahead and click OK. Click Tools. Click Load Wii System Menu. Should take a second to boot up. It's going to say the system files are corrupted. Ignore that. Click X. Click Stop the current emulation. And now we're going to go ahead and reboot it. And it's going to work like a charm. Now you're going to want to test to make sure that your joystick controls your arrow on the screen. If it does, good for you. As you can see, we have no channels. You're going to have to install those later. Make sure that your action button, in case my X works. So I'm going to click that. We don't have any disc. Go ahead and click on Wii menu. And now we can just exit out of this. Now we're going to want to go ahead and do is we're going to want to go ahead and install the Mii channel. So we're going to go back to our NUS downloader. We're going to click Database. We're going to click System. We're going to click Mii channel. And in this case, it's all systems. Click latest version. Again, make sure that the pack WAD is selected along with these two. And go ahead and click on Start NUS download. Alright, NUS download finished. Go back to our Wii Emulator folder, NUS, Titles. Now we have another piece of gibberish. We can rename this to Mii channel. Open up Mii channel 6, and there's our WAD file. So now again, go to Tools, go to Install WAD, go back to the Wii menu. Oh, go back to NUS, or we'll start at the desktop. Go to Wii Emulator, NUS, Titles, Mii channel 6, and this WAD file. Now it's installed. Now we're going to go ahead and create our Mii that will show up online. So go ahead over to Tools, click Load Wii System Menu. We can X out of this. This is not important anymore. It's going to crash, but don't worry about it. Just close the program. Now you're going to want to go ahead and go over and click on the Mii channel. Click Start. And you're going to get really frustrated when you see that it keeps bringing you back to the Wii menu. But don't worry, you did nothing wrong. For whatever reason, you're not allowed to launch it inside the actual emulator, which is stupid, but there's another way to do it, so don't worry. Go ahead and click on X, stop emulation. We're going to set a path for it to read games, or WAD files in this case, so double click here to set a directory. We're going to go to our desktop, Wii Emulator. We're going to select folder. Now it's going to detect whatever is in here, and whatever's a game file or a WAD file, it's going to run it. So we're going to go to NUS, Titles, Mii channel 6. We're going to Control X. That cuts it. We're not copying, we're cutting it. Go back to Wii Emulator, and then paste it. Now go ahead and click refresh, and you should see now that there's a WAD file. And what this is this is your Mii channel. Again, you can rename this, so I will do that. Mii channel. Refresh. Now it's a lot more clear. Go ahead and click that, and that's going to launch your Me channel. Go ahead and click on OK. I'll make a male. Do this really quickly. Make a fat, ugly me. Make him really short. Really fat. Nickname. Nibba. And then when you're done creating your me, obviously spend more time on this than what I did. Go ahead and click quit. Click save and quit. It's gonna save your me. Don't X out yet. You're gonna have to go through all the prompts. It's gonna show up. Click OK. 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 And there you go. You created your very first me. You must be so proud. Go ahead and click X to stop the emulation. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and download Mario Kart Wii. So again, link in the description. I have it on my desktop. It's going to bring you to this page right here. This is an ISO. It's basically a disc mounted file. It's what's going to fool your emulator into thinking that you're an actual Wii and you're actually playing Mario Kart. Scroll all the way to the bottom of the page. Click show download links. I would go ahead and click on Drive Cloud. It's going to redirect you to AdFly. Make sure that your ad blocker is disabled. Don't click any of this. I hope you're all better to know that. Click on Skip Ad. Go over here. You're going to want to make... Oh, boy. Cancel. X out of this before I get a virus. Leave. Files within the folder. Mario Kart Wii USA. Wii ISO. I'm actually going to... So I'm going to leave this link in the description to where you can download all of these files. You're going to want to go ahead and download them one by one. So you're going to want to go ahead and do is right click on each of these. Click open a new tab. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure you have all 7 parts. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now go ahead and click download on all of them. Click save to the desktop. Download 2. Save. Alright, that took quite a long time, but now all 7 parts are downloaded, which is good. Now what you're going to have to do is, this is where a lot of people mess up. Go ahead and make sure that you select every single one of these. So I would use control, click, 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 unclick. I don't know why that got clicked. And then go ahead and click on any of these files. I'll do the first one. Click on extract here. And now what it's going to do is it's going to take all of these 7 parts and mishmash them all into a single disk. Alright, looks like it went ahead and finished up. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to just delete... Oh, shoot. I'm going to drag all of these into my recycling bin because I don't need these zip files anymore. You can delete the README. Now you're left with a disk. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead into your Wii emulator. Go ahead and drag this in. Make sure you close Dolphin. And now with this disk, we're going to install the Wiimmfi. I call it Wiimmfi, but apparently it's called Wiimmfi. This is a community-made server that allows you to play online with other people. As most of you know, the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection was shut down, so you can't play on the normal servers. But with this community-made server, it's free to play, and it's awesome. It works well, and that's how you're going to do it. So you're going to need to go ahead again. Link in the description. You're going to need to download the Wiimmfi-Patcher. Just going to delete all these downloads, X out all of these tabs. Go ahead and introduction to type of patchers. We want the patcher for Mario Kart Wii. Click the download link. It's going to download another zip file. Move this over here. Open up that zip file. And now we're going to see that Mario Kart Wii Wiimmfi-Patcher. Go ahead and drag that into the games folder. Now you're going to see it right here. Now what you're going to need to go ahead and do is you're going to need to, in the Wii Emulator folder where the Mario Kart Wii disc is, you need to drag that into the Mario Kart Wiimmfi-Patcher. There it is right there. Now you're going to need to double click on the batch file called Patch Wiimmfi. So I'm going to do a whole prompt thing. Now you'll know when it's done doing its thing when at the bottom of the command prompt window it says press any key to continue. So I'm going to click enter. Then you're going to want to go ahead and do is X out of the Wiimmfi-Patcher. Now you're going to see Wiimmfi images. This is going to basically be the file that we made earlier, but now with Wiimmfi installed. Go ahead and, in my case, I'm going to cut it, Control X. Go ahead to the Wii Emulator, Control V. Move it in here. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and X out of this. I'm going to X out of this. Open up Dolphin. And now you will see that Mario Kart Wii is right here. Before you go ahead and run that game, what I recommend, or what you have to do, is go to Controllers, go ahead to Wiimotes, and disable it. You only enable the Wiimotes when you make a Wii. Otherwise, what's going to happen is that you're going to boot up Mario Kart Wii, and it's going to use this configuration for Wiimotes, which is what it defaults to, which doesn't get you anything. You want to have the GameCube controller as the standard controller, so click OK. What you're also going to want to do is right-click on this, click Properties. You're going to go ahead over to Get-Go Codes, and you're going to go ahead and click Download Codes. It's going to download a bunch of codes for you. These are all mods that you can use. I highly recommend you do not use... the only mod that you're allowed to use online without getting banned is the Unlock All mod. And this basically unlocks all kart parts and things for you because, you know, it's annoying to unlock everything again. Instant items, speeds, things like that, that'll get you banned, and then you'll never be able to rejoin again. So again, only use the Unlock Everything mod. If you want to mess around with any of the other things in single player, that's fine. Go ahead and click Close. Go ahead and click on Config. Make sure Enable Cheats is enabled. Click on OK. At this point, we're going to go ahead and do is you're going to boot up Mario Kart Wii. I cannot stress enough, do not go online yet. Go ahead and create a new license. Wii console. We created Nibba. License is ready. Now, do not go online. Like I said, do not go online yet. Go to single player. Go to time trials. I'll do Yoshi. Do I'm gonna kart. Manual. Luigi circuit. Easiest. Just do solo time trial. Now, this is just, we're going to test the controls to make sure they work. So, hold down X to go. Click R1 to hop. You can drift by holding R1 and then putting your joysticks back and forth. You get the hang of it really easy. It's not too hard. We're just going to test to make sure that that stump thing works. So, we're going to go forward here. And we're going to click R1 right when we're about to go off the ramp. It worked. Fantastic. That's all we needed to do. Click Start, quit game. You're done with that. Click X. Again, don't go to Wiimmfi yet. Stop that. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to unban your profile. Now, you may be saying, well, why was I banned in the first place? Basically, Dolphin isn't welcome on the Wiimmfi servers. They just don't like it, but there's a way to get around that. And as long as you don't cheat, nothing bad's going to happen. So go ahead and you're going to want to download the Wiimmfi Unbanner. Go ahead and open the Dropbox link. Download the exe, direct download. Save to your desktop. Click X. Click X. Now you have the Wiimmfi Unbanner. Now what you're going to need to do is go, you can just keep it here, open it. Now you're going to have to drag your Dolphin program folder into this window. So open up your library, go ahead to Documents. You're going to see something called Dolphin Emulator. Take that and just drag it right in. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click Enter, and then it's going to do its thing. It's going to modify the NAND keys, which basically spoofs your Dolphin emulator to be an actual Wii console. You're going to click Enter, and now for the final part, we're going to test to make sure the whole thing worked. So boot up Dolphin. Now you'll see you get the little banner here. Boot up Mario Kart Wii. Click X. Sometimes the codes don't work. If it doesn't, then you just have to unlock the characters. It's not that big of a deal. Go ahead and Wiimmfi WFC. Click Next. Next. Permit. And now it's going to take a few seconds. It's going to connect you to their servers. Alright, my recording software cut out because I was recording too long. But basically what will happen is that you will get the error code 23899, and this means that you did everything correctly. Basically what happens is that at this point there's a 7-day activation period. This is to prevent people who cheated and got banned from creating new consoles and immediately hopping on back line. This is just a precaution put in place. This is completely normal. And so after you've done everything correctly and you get the error code 23899, that means 7 days from the first time you connected to Wiimmfi, you will be able to log on and play online and connect with other players and join my live streams and tournaments, which I plan to host in the future. So again, thank you to everyone who watched, and I hope this was extremely helpful. And yeah, I will see you all later. Peace.